My name is George Burns. Well, that's not my real name. My real name is... You know, I've been George Burns for so long, I can't remember it myself. Birnbaum. Nathan Birnbaum.
The hit Broadway play that invites you to spend a hilarious, heartwarming evening with the one, the only George Burns comes right here to North Texas. We're so excited. Say Goodnight Gracie is Broadway's third longest running solo performance show, and it opens tonight at the Eisman Center. But before he takes the stage there as George Burns, we welcome actor Alan Safier. Good to see you.
Hi, thank you.
And we're honored because I just found out this is the first time you are in Dallas to do this show.
It is, and ever since I started doing the show, Eisman was one of the places that I wanted to do it because I knew that it was perfect venue for it, and I'm very, very excited.
We're honored to have you.
Thank you.
Is there a lot of pressure when doing this role, George? I mean, it's George Burns.
Yeah, you know, I grew up watching the Burns and Allen show on TV. I'm old enough to remember that. And when I was a kid, you know, everybody talked about that Gracie was the real comic and the real genius of it. I was one of those people. I was sort of like Jack Benny. Everything George Burns said absolutely just cracked me up. I thought he was really, really funny.
He was a brilliant guy.
And, you know, he wrote a lot. He wrote all of their vaudeville acts. He wrote a lot of the TV scripts. Did you know that he was also one of the creators of Mr. Ed?
No.
The Mr. Ed show?
That is a good trivia question.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What role did he play in that TV show?
He was one of the creators.
Amazing. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the challenges of doing a one-man show like this?
Well, you know, when you're... I've played John Adams in 1776. Nobody knows what he sounded like, so you don't have to worry about that. The first thing with George Burns is you've got to sound like him,
and you got to have
and you've got to have the mannerisms.
Yeah.
You know. So the first thing I did when I started doing this was I just went back and I looked at all the old Burns and Allen TV shows and his film appearances and some of his, you know, now with YouTube you can find everything online, and his TV specials, and, you know, him and Jack Benny and all that, and just started to get the voice and get the mannerisms.
How long did it take you to get it just right where you felt really comfortable doing it?
I rehearsed the show for 2 weeks, and I think at the end of the 2 weeks I was pretty happy with what I was doing. But you know, the more you do it in front of an audience, the better you get. And this is the amazing thing about doing something like this is when you're on stage, when I'm on stage, I feel like this sounds spooky, but I feel like I'm really inside of his skin.
Don't you have to be, though, to really get that message
I think
across?
For something like this you do, because it's a one-person show. It's only me. I know I can't, you know, I can't relax. I can't be anybody else. I can't not be George Burns. So I really feel like I really feel like I'm him. I'm getting inside of his body.
There's so much to him. I mean, the man lived to be 100 years old.
100 years, 49 days, 7 hours, and 11 minutes.
But who's counting?
But who's counting?
Do you have a favorite part in the whole show, like a favorite joke or something he wrote that just
love? I think my favorite segments in the show are when he talks about Jack Benny and how he used to crack Jack Benny up, and he tells some great Jack Benny stories during the show.
Well, let's talk about the namesake of the show, George's beloved Gracie Allen. And actually, I want to show a clip of what you look like as George and what you in the character have to say about Gracie. Take a look.
Okay.
She was simply the dizziest girl in the world. But what made her so original was she acted as if everything she said made perfect sense. She said that she put salt in the pepper shaker and pepper in the salt shaker so that if she ever made a mistake, she'd be right.
You look so much like him. It is creeping me out. Everything about you has been down to a T.
It's only an hour's worth of makeup.
Really?
Yes.
What do they have to do?
It's just aging. Well, it's aging. The wig, the glass. You know, fortunately, my face is sort of like the right shape. So all I really have to do is I don't have to, you know, kind of mold it or anything. I just have to get the age makeup on and the glasses and the wig and the cigar and the...
I love it. We have about 20 seconds left, but of course, can you do a little bit for us?
Yeah, sure. I need a Sharpie.
The fake cigar.
Yeah.
I told Gracie that I was getting 4% interest on my money in the bank. She said she was getting 8. I said, how'd you manage that? She said, I keep my money in 2 banks.
I love it. Thank you so much, Alan. Will you come back and see us?
Of course.
Because I know you have more impressions, JFK and Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart, yeah, okay.
All right, you come back.
Thank you.
Again, Say Goodnight Gracie runs for 6 performances starting tonight at the Eisman Center. And for tickets, you can log on to eismancenter.com or just call the number on your screen. It's 972-744-4650. Thanks again. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Up next, spring.